This video is about how to turn an old beat up reefer into a modular reefer for Burning Man. Those are two AC units that replaced the beat up reefer, loud reefer unit that was up there. They're on right now. So like any other reefer, the shell is pretty thick, and that's the most important thing. The rest could be modularized, I wonder if that's a word. And here's what we made it look like. Let me go wide angle. There you go. So we put shelves on the top of it for produce. We put freezers on the bottom, 6 to 70 cubic freezers. These are 5,000 BTU ACs. We put plywood, exterior grade plywood, painted it, replaced it with whatever was holding the reefer unit. And now if one of these breaks, the other one still keeps working, and it's not that big of a deal during burn week. We have time or, options. These 6 freezers can be modified into refrigerators using 2 things. One is connect your freezer into a temperature control outlet. You decide what temperature the freezer goes on and off. It actually oscillates between 6 degrees. It's not an exact set degree. Otherwise, the compressor would go on and off and burn because it would go on and off too often. But this keeps it within a range. The temperature gauge thermometer is right there. And then on the inside, we put a centrifugal fan, 12-volt centrifugal fan that pushes air from one side of the freezer to the other side of the freezer. And that way, there is air movement throughout, which keeps the food which keeps the whole freezer at an even temperature. Within the reefer, we have this fan, just a centrifugal fan hanging, to make sure that the temperature over there on the truck is not colder than this side of the truck. A light bulb, and that's about it. Using E-Tracks, we were able to connect the freezers in different configurations, but this one is the one that ultimately worked for us. So we currently have 140 cubic feet of refrigerator, about another 200-ish of produce shelves, and for about 280 cubic feet of freezer space using this system. If we have really big deliveries of food, we're a food serving camp, then we just load black totes on top of these freezers for the day or two that we're overloaded. Another modification that you can do for the truck is there is a temperature thermometer right there that shuts off this AC. If you take it out, glue it to an LED lamp, you can trip and then put the LED lamp on one of these. You can decide when the light goes on and off, and that way trick the AC to think that it's way hotter in here, and it will keep cooling to a much lower temperature. Currently we're just using it as stock setting because it worked last year, but if needed in the future, we will modify that as well. That's it. If you want to see more of this or a deeper explanation, or just really look at the details up close, we'll be at 3 and E, Square One Camp. You'll recognize us by a bunch of shipping containers on the front of camp. That's it. If you got any questions, let me know.